Nope. There we go. That's all our faces. And
Cool.
then let me get the script back in front of my face and me to read out the following. You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
Harry.
And it's me, Brian. And on this episode, we are covering anime that airs the week of the 10th to the 16th of April 2022. With an exception that I'm going to have to rearrange these episode orders of Tiger and Buddy E2. Episode 2, A Word to the Wise. No, that's last week's episode titles.
No one knows the weight of another's burden.
There we go. That's the one. In which, whose burden are we talking about? We're talking about Mr. Black.
Mr. Black, I guess, kind of Bunny's as well in some regard because he's very interested.
It's too late to change hero names from Mr. Black to Captain Tactless. Dude, you cannot do this. Like, you know, he could have heat ray eyes, but he cannot read a room for the life of him.
Yes, he wants to know everybody's background. Oh, who suggests wanting to know everybody's?
It's initially is it Iron Bull? I'm always forgetting.
Rock Bison. It's just like, hey,
Bison.
Just like look to us as you're like, of all you new people who are here, like the Cat Girl and you two, like Mr. Black and Mr. White.
If you have any questions, just ask me. I've been here for fucking ages.
I've been around. You know, I wear a cowboy hat. You know, I'm wise and like Sam Elliott and a cowboy.
It's them in their workout space in the hero building, and he's just being friendly, and they're just like, we're not interested, old man, but then it kind of comes up as like, hey, you want to hear why we became heroes, kind of thing? Because it's the new girl. She's interested in why they became heroes.
Yes, that was it. Yeah,
you always want to save lives. No, I want to be inspiration to people. I wanted to be famous. Okay, whatever, man. But then what was saying? Hey, Barnaby, didn't you like, you know, why are you still a superhero? Didn't you want to be a superhero so you get like revenge for your dead parents who were died in a fire?
And everyone else is like.
Dude, and it was all crazy because they're like, it was actually all an illusion in your head, so you look like a total psychopath. So why are you still a hero, huh? And everyone's just going, ooh.
Like, okay, you don't bring up someone, like, superhero rules, okay? You don't bring up someone's dead parents. You don't bring up someone's mind manipulation. You don't bring up someone's edgy backstory. It's not great, like, yeah.
Well, but it does come up again at the end of the episode when.
But that's for official business. And
it is. And I suspect
Tiger has the tact to step the fuck outside so he can speak freely. And I was just like, that's good.
And I suspect at the end it's also I can't remember his real name, Lunatic. I suspect he's given up being Lunatic, so now he's wondering why hasn't Barnaby given up being a superhero.
Well, I finished my thing, so you finish your thing. I'm just doing this job because this was my cover job, but also it's my job. It's
he's got to put the cape back on. You wouldn't be in the intro sequence otherwise.
Well, yes, I'm sure somebody or two people are going to give him a reason to put the cape back on.
Now I'm burning the faces off the right people this time. Fair and balanced burning off of faces with my hands.
But yeah, we learned that Mr. Black is from fake Japan in this world, and he used to be a superhero called Hello Goodbye.
And they changed his name. It was such a good name. Was it though?
He was like a team of 3, and they, from their costumes, it looked like they're supposed to be like metal hero type superheroes.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, they look like they're wearing like the back of a modem on their chest kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
And they're also a little bit like, here's like the professional mascot superheroes. Had that kind of cheapness to it.
Yes, very. Like I imagine those things are very much like a plastic stormtrooper type thing is what they were wearing. But yeah,
something was bulletproof. Oh, I say a lot of things. Good thing you got shield powers.
You misunderstood. Okay.
You got shield powers. All I got is this fucking shitty. Fucking wind ability, huh?
Yeah, his mates are kind of like, oh man, you got a shot at the big leagues because you're younger than us and you actually have really cool powers. So I assume their powers are just like, I can shoot a squirt gun out my finger or something, you know, something not great.
You can remove the cap off of any container.
My God.
And they also like point out, oh, you're young, you got a chance, you go to Stern Build, make a name for yourself on Hero TV.
Yeah, yeah.
But when he got here, he's like, they've corrupted the idea of being a superhero. They're just obsessed about TV ratings and selling merchandise and getting advertising. This isn't what I wanted to be as a superhero.
Which, if you talked to them like they offered at the start of the episode, they would have made it clear that's not entirely their deal. They all have personal reasons for doing this thing. It's just the game involves sponsors and points, but they're all like working towards a common goal. It's like, oh, you beat me this week. Well, we did save a bus full of kids, so fuck it. You know, who cares?
Yeah, and so they all get called out to take care of an arson attempt by a guy,
On
a
drugs.
user on drugs. I was like, is this the same? No, it's not. It's a different. It's like, that's the plot of Double Decker, is people being addicted to drugs.
Yes.
I was thinking the same for a sec.
And boosting their powers, but no, it's a different drug, and it kind of gets wrapped up in this episode at least. There's definitely something up with that. The advertising for that woman's book that appears in both the episodes prominently so far, and he's reading.
Yeah.
The drug dealer is reading the book.
Oh yeah.
When they go raiding, so I assume that's going to play out at some point in this series, or it's a tease for Tiger and Bunny 3, and it's never going to have anything in this one.
Yeah, it could be just that this is a very popular author, so we're going to involve a plot involving the author. It could be something simple like that, or it might be deeper than that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it seems a little sinister of how they plant the advertising for it and the cover for it in front of your eyes.
Well, I'm going to do like a My Hero Academia, where this is like, this is the the hit piece about superhero society at large and why it's all a sham.
Yeah.
And so the arson's taken care of. He's Mr. Black's boss is like, oh, well done, right? You've made a name for yourself. You're the first guy never to show up on a call, so you can quit. You're in the history books.
They're so shitty to him. It's very funny because obviously he's getting chewed out by his mom and his dad / boss. I mean, both of them are his boss. But just the idea was like, my phone didn't ring. My wrist phone didn't ring. It's just like, did you check your regular phone? It's like, no, I didn't check my regular phone. It's like, come on, dude, come on.
Yeah. Like, he is Thomas. He just gets on with it, man. He seems cold.
Like, he is Thomas. Got to not even pick his own name. He just gets to use his name as a thing. It's bullshit. He's very angsty teen in this. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Yes. They picked the He is Thomas for him. A lot of the stuff seems like it reminded me of the stuff going on in WWE at the moment, where they're changing everybody's names whose name has any element of their real name in it, or their indie wrestling name, even if they've been with the company for like 5 years in some cases.
Jeez. But like a lot of it's kind of contrasted between himself and Thomas, because like Thomas is just hanging in the background with his earphones on, barely there, but you can see him kind of like, I am frustrated with this hero situation as well, but obviously he's not voicing any of that. And I did like the contrast between both of their apartments, which have exactly the same layout, but like Thomas has like no personal item. It's just all like gym equipment and boxes that haven't been unpacked and shit. And it's just like, okay, yeah, there's something there. There's an obsession there or something. Yeah.
Yes, his like, oh, it's just a thing to do is totally a lie when he's claiming.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's definitely got some reason for doing the thing he's doing.
I'm just a hero for fun. Yeah, sure, bud.
Revenge. Put it down for revenge then.
Anyway, they track down the guy who's behind this new drug, and they send Origami Cyclone in.
As a guy they picked up off the street earlier, because they need to catch him with the equipment, because the last time we raided the place with the police, the equipment disappeared. So we had no evidence, even though we had footage of him selling the drug. It's just like, you have all the evidence except for the evidence of drug making machine, basically.
Yes.
I don't know. Good enough. I was just like taking a tour of the Airbnb, you know? It was nothing. We're not doing anything here.
I mean, like, they're claiming this. We were just defending ourselves with automatic weapons in a factory. I don't know, lads.
This is a movie shoot.
Yeah, so Mr. Black blows the operation by clanging on the
catwalk. Yeah,
catwalk. That's the word I'm looking for.
I mean, like, he could have hidden because he's wearing black, but Mr. White, he is Thomas up on the catwalk, is just like stands out like a sore thumb. So it's just like, okay, yeah, you're caught, lads. And that blows Origami Cyclone, because it's like, wait a minute, why aren't you shooting at them? It's just like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they take care of the bad guys, but the drug dealer's like, what am I being arrested for? Eh? Where's my equipment? Can't find the equipment. But then Barnaby's like, yeah, your quirk, wrong game. Your power is not to turn things invisible or to make them disappear. It is to shrink them. The equipment's right here. It's just tiny.
Like, if I was him in that section, I would have just stepped backwards and just stepped on my own equipment.
Yeah,
because it's like, what equipment?
But yeah, it could be Ant-Man roles where it actually becomes stronger the smaller it shrinks.
Yeah, it could be that as well.
Maybe they just don't make parts for it anymore, and it's really difficult to find and get to work with the new ones. You just get attached to it. The drugs come out just right in this one.
I mean, like, maybe he can get a wily lawyer to get him off. It's like, I don't know nothing about shrinking. What's a shrink ray? You know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
What are drugs?
Yeah.
Yes. Barnaby explains that his power allows him, as increasing his speed and strength, it also increases his eyesight. And then like, Katetsu, did you see it as well? He goes, no, I must have been looking at something else.
And yeah, again, making Wild Tiger look like a fucking idiot. But I did appreciate the thing with the chief. It's like, okay, how do you think these new boys are doing in the buddy system? And he's like, it's a bit too early to tell. And Barnaby, you still out for revenge? It's like, Wild Tiger, I'm going to go out for a cigarette or something.
I got to take a piss.
Yeah. But he's just hanging outside the office going like, are they fucking done yet? But yeah, Barnaby's saying, like, I got a bit of revenge, but you know, like, I'm learning, I'm growing as a person, and I feel like saving people is going to make me a more whole person, basically.
Yeah, he says he's happy when he's doing the superheroing, or probably rather he's happy when he's hanging out with Katetsu.
Yes.
But yes, he still can't fully take his mind off what Maverick did to him, and so it's he feels like if he works through it by being a superhero, one day he can have the happiness when he's not being a superhero as well. And then he goes and gets himself a drink, and also a drink for Tiger, but Tiger's already done exactly the same thing, so he hurriedly hides the bottles he's bought in his pockets so that Barnaby can be the one who gives him a gift.
And yeah, and Barnaby seeing him walking in front of him is like, dude, you put him in your back pocket, and he sees him immediately. He's like, all right, Tiger, you're cool as well. It's a nice bro moment, basically.
Yes.
Time to stare at his bun as I want to do.
I mean, like, it is a man looking at another man's butt as well. So yes, it does have that going on.
Yes. And also the water's called pee-pee water.
That's a bit on the nose. All right, fair enough.
Wee in this canteen.
I think the only other thing I'd note is that Mr. Black used to be Golden Ryan's partner. He mentions because he's the one who's most upset by his bad attitude early on.
The heroes, when they're working out, they do mention that the Fab Four, or whatever the hell those guys were at the last episode, got their asses kicked. Wow, it must have been a whole group of guys who got them, and not just two weird albinos, right? And end of the episode, cut to those weird albinos who are trying to make a catchphrase, as far as I can tell.
Yes. It's clear like they've got the minds of children.
Yeah.
But as well as minds of children, they've got the tattoos of Ouroboros. Your revenge isn't over yet, Barnaby.
It was real after all. My God.
Though,
other things got about was the button they hit, and then Katetsu's got that giant hand for punching things with. And Barbie has like a giant foot for kicking things better.
Yes, because they beat up the robot out of Space Crusade. That actually shows up to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, it's like big leg and big fist or something like that. They have some words for it. Oh, like and lots of Whisper Man this episode as well, so that's great.
Yes.
The whispery guy. I'm always delighted when you show up. It's like, oh, the boss is here. Kind of thing.
I was going to say, where has he been that he doesn't recognise Agnes now she's put weight on?
He's working in the lab. He's doing the Q thing. He's being the man behind the computer screen, you know.
You can't just engineer giant feet mechanics on a nothing. It takes time. Dedication.
I assume those recordings of it's like last episode where it's like mask off, big hand get. I assume that's him, but just like the volume just pumped right the fuck up. Yeah.
I think you might be onto something there. I was trying to remember whether who are the villains in Rising? Are they Ouroboros? Or there's somebody? They're just like he's always like it's. Is it like the?
I thought they were different.
Yeah, it's like the corporate. They're like a corporate bad guy, isn't it? If I remember correctly.
Corporate sponsored heroes. But just the same token, corporate sponsored heroes operate in the same system. Think of the ratings.
Yeah. Okay. Johnny Wong. Maybe I have to rewatch the Rising.
It's been a while. I've watched the first series more than I watched the film, so it doesn't stay with me as much, that kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah. On the list of Ouroboros people, it's only got the three from the first series and
right,
and the two who we've seen just now.
Mm-hmm.
Righty-ho. So okay, I'm misremembering. But yeah, the animation was more in line with how I remember the first series looking, i.e. variable. But we'll see how it goes throughout the rest of the season.
Complicated designs.
Yeah. It's a situation where quite often the CG looks better than the 2D at this point in the show because the models are on point. And when you're just animating the face within a suit of armour, I think it tends to go a bit better. Next up, though, we've got Birdie Wing, Golf Girl's Story, Episode 2, Innocent Tyrant, where I'm shocked to learn these two characters are under 15. I hadn't realised they were also in the under 15 tournament.
Yeah, I did not get that at all.
Yeah.
And then when she goes...
They were just pro golfers at this stage,
and meets the Mafia boss, and I was like, oh my goodness, is she enormous? Or are these just like small girls? But
small girls.
There's with the way Eve, her general demeanor was like, I'm a golfing mercenary. I've been doing this Islama for 10 years. But I guess she seems more like just a details I'm gathering. She was more like a golf child soldier raised in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Fucking revolver ocelot of golf by looks of him.
I think this is again the case of the show is about golf, therefore golf is the world. Because when a random woman is like running a golf hustle under a overpass kind of thing, using magnets and shit, like it's just like, so why would anyone be like, yeah, I think I can putt this. It's like this is a very different from Find the Lady. It's way more complicated.
Yeah,
I know. This presumes a world where golf has subsumed other sports and pastimes. So the same way, be able to maybe pick up, oh sure, just kick the ball into the net. Anyone can get a gist of that. But it's that was golf instead. Every little kid, since the age of 3, they got their own little putter and they've been trying it, getting together a few rounds on the course with the rest of the kids in the street.
Dear.
pick up game of golf. Just join whatever hole you want. Well,
the worst part about playing street golf is when you have to stop when the cars are coming. Just really puts me off.
But then that's where you get the street golf and the golf. That's where the seediness comes in. You get all the hustles, and then it's just intentionally hitting golf balls into cars as a benevolent pastime.
But yeah, the scam at in the second half of the episode does appear to be part of some sort of organised crime because she's
organised golf crime. Yes,
because
the mafia boss is like stroking a driver or something like that.
Driver,
very suggestively. Yeah. Yes, well, and then feeds some tortoises.
Smuggling drivers like guns are just packed in wooden crates just for stuff for the hay.
That driver isn't course legal. But yeah, the first part of the episode is your one wants to play to the end of the 18 holes, and he was like, no, we're playing a tournament tomorrow. You're not fucking doing 18 holes. We'll do one fucking hole, all right? We'll play this one. Actually, we'll play the most difficult hole on the course. Now that I think about it, is what they end up doing. Yeah.
We also learn a little bit more about Amawashi from the thoughts of her caddy. The reason she's so good at golf is because her parents are so good at golf. Also, possibly Gundam characters.
Like this, and also her mother is the chairwoman, the CEO of the largest golf accessory and sporting good corporation in the world. She's got access to all the latest, they even got one of the experimental new drivers in the golf bag right now. But no, save that.
Yeah, like her mother's telling the caddy that it's just like, okay, here's the 2 reasons she's the best at golf. She's got my golf blood. She's got her dad's golf blood. Golf is in her veins. And then the caddy's kind of like, no, she has one more trick. It's that she really fucking likes golf.
Yes.
So that helps a lot.
Yeah, you would think from her point of view, the most attractive part of a woman is her golf swing, because the bulk of this episode is Amawashi basically going, I must see her golf again. I must see Eve's golf. I must experience her golf and watch her golf.
Like when she doesn't whiff it. She purposely tries to go right through the trees rather than go around the big corner that this course is. And she follows her into the woods. It's like, why are you following me in? This is my shot. It's just like, I just want to see what it's like. I just want to see what you do. I want to see how you handle the situation.
All your shots,
golf real good.
All your shots get all the better cuts of animation. It's like you see the club colliding with the ball, making a sonic boom before it gets launched into the foliage.
Yeah, she uses 3 different moves this time. She uses the blue bullet, the red bullet, and the green bullet.
Red just kind of shoots it straight up, just rockets it up, so it gets clears out of the trees. And the green bullet is this like the ultimate push. It's like, it's going too fast. It'll never get in the hole. It'll get in the hole. It'll get in the hole and just kind of like ride up the flag like a rail, and then also like land in a dramatic splash. But it's a little bit off this time. Yeah,
she whiffed it a teensy tiny bit, but still, I mean, like, it's impressive enough just to golf with pure power, basically. And she, I gotta golf against you. You gotta be in the under 15s tournament because we're small children. Dear.
I guess they were just competing against short adults in the previous episode.
Yeah. That must be it. Either that or that mafia boss is just gigantic. That also could be the case.
She may just be gigantic. Yes, that is also an option. I'm just going to check what her name is, whether she is the character. I think there's some interesting names. There's one character called Viper. I was like, is that Viper, or is there another character going to show up later?
Oh man, we get the full brilliance of the opening credits this time, and these are your side characters. Here are all your future opponents who are a bunch of like golfing lunatics, and one of them is like, getting their tongue out like that, going like, nah. So are they gonna like lick their clubs like a fucking fist to North Star bandits, go like, nah.
God, I fucking hope so. Like, what's really funny is like the designs of these opponents are pretty fucking wild. As in, I can see what your thing is, but they're all dressed in like just regular golfing gear, and that really kind of.
So they gotta have all the insanity kind of confined to up here. Got like a weird fun face of that guy.
They gotta be professional looking everywhere else, but yeah, you can't have a Fist of the North Star style golfer with like a fucking tire for a shoulder pad or anything. Like no, that's too much. That's too much.
One of them's got to have had an eye patch, right? And that's this side of 2004 Masters tournament. I lost my eye and my shot, that green jacket.
Sorry, it's just occurred to me that all of these potential rivals and people they're going to fight, they're all probably under 15. God, it's so weird. Yeah, that's even weirder now.
Viper is the one sticking her tongue out.
That makes sense. Okay.
It's Rose Allion is the gangster.
Okay. Dear.
We wanna go and fight this Japanese girl, don't you? You can see it.
I see you got the bullet loaded in your gun. That is you or your club. I'm not sure the euphemism of this. But yeah, she's willing to get some sponsors and get herself in the under 15s because I presume she's actually under 15, and it's weird that they're all so fucking young. But there you go.
Well, if you consider that it's a mecha show, and it is
I guess
it
that's
is also a
true,
Gundam
yeah.
show.
Mm,
As we will
That's
eventually get Amaru and Xia showing up as golf trainers. Then yes, a 14-year-old being made to pilot a golf club makes more sense then in that context.
Yeah.
Is the bag of golf clubs your mecha and the golf clubs like your weapons? Or I'm not exactly sure what the.
Well, it is like here's like Aoi. She's like had this wonderful upbringing. She's like the scion of this golfing dynasty, and that's all you've ever known. And she's like the character. I love the robots. No, they're so cool. So they're not and say do it. And then Eve's like, don't you understand? These are toys. They're tools for
Tools
earning
of
money
war.
to save the orphanage. I did what I had to save those kids. In this case, hustle people at golf. But now she's seeing like, when money's not on the line, you can just kind of let loose, and there's like a world behind you. You can go golf and enjoy it too.
It's not all golf trauma. Yeah.
Can I find a way to live in a world where golf can be used for peace?
Oh, we do also
pray for
find
that day.
She had, when she introduces herself, because they're both interested in each other now. She says, "I don't have a last name." And I was like, okay, so you clearly have some golf lineage as well, obviously.
Or she's just cool at that.
Could be.
I'm a share.
Yeah. Another great episode. It's it is making me want to break out Everybody's Golf again and give that a play. Particularly once it starts putting out like arrows and things on the screen just to indicate.
When
distances.
you're one, like, I guess they have like tracking devices in the ball. I assume that's a standard golf thing, but like where she's watching where it lands on the thing, I was just like, oh, like on the mini map, yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine there's just going to be a game alongside this, and this is just like
yes.
the hype up for it.
There should be, yeah, for sure.
Like it wouldn't be like that. I mean, they're not gonna have all like the Namco video game little cute little logo things and the golf balls and stuff, and not have it attached to a game where there's a Boris character we can play as like Pac-Man as a hidden golfer or something. You know, you gotta have that.
Sure.
Next on the list, it is your boy Komei, episode 3. Komei learns of the right path to take, which we get straight into the action. He's organised a spot at a festival for Eiko.
Which is moving a bit fast, but he's trying to keep up the momentum of her feeling confident and good about herself.
And also,
it's cool to got 1,000 followers. You can't just sit in that.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a stratagem or 30, whatever it is, up his sleeve. It's a lot of him and the club owner in this episode.
I think it's going to be a lot of interaction between these two. It's like, oh, are you really Komei? That kind of thing. It's just, yeah, he is. He is. Because your man's just like, I don't know. This seems like a really bad idea. It's like, don't worry. I have a perfect plan to get out of this tricky spot that we find ourselves. By which I mean the tent behind a tree next to a popular indie band.
Funniest gag, though, is him seeing a girl cosplaying in a traditional Chinese outfit and thinks that she's also travelled in time.
What's your story?
Where did we get Isekai from? This is crazy, right? All these CDs and shit. Mad.
Check it out. They got these Starship sunglasses. We're going to a festival. You know, it's the rope stays on. The rope stays on. But you know, I can have fun. Call me. Cool. I'm with it.
Lots of detail on that record shop frontage as well. I thought that was.
It's important that you pick up on those details. That's what Komei did. Which will come in.
Yeah. He bought the glasses as an excuse to look around the shop and scout the competition, basically. Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty crap. What are we going to do? We're going to. We can't even go on Memento because the equipment it seems to be malfunctioning, and it's just when the lead singer of this band, Jet Jacket. I almost keep saying Jet Jaguar, but it's Jet Jacket. Just come up and saying.
It's not helped by the lead singer's 70s anime hair either, but it also puts you in a Jet Jaguar mood.
I mean, I like his hair, but yeah, I get what you're going.
Well, these things are circular, you know. It's about time for that to come back around again. It's kind of vibe. We're going really old with it.
But yeah, he seems like a really nice young man. He's like, hey, I said I'd come say hello, see how you're doing, and it's like, oh no, we're having trouble with the equipment. It's like, oh, that's too bad, you guys. Hope you get that sorted out. And meanwhile, Kongming's like,
in his mind.
Yeah. Getting a judge of this guy.
Yes. Also, there's a moment where he sends Aiko off to practice and hears her singing, and he has a vision of his pals from the past.
You must make
Liu
peace
Bei
in Japan.
pointing towards
or in
her,
the world, I mean.
and he's like, we could not achieve world peace in my time, but with her singing, I can. I've got a chance of doing it.
Oh dear.
Yeah. The owners can't quite figure out why they're pretending that the equipment isn't working. But he says, I can't tell you. It would be a secret plan if I told you.
Jet Jacket are with it. It's like, crowd's going wild, you know. I don't know, but you don't need to go all the way and fun play it down. We got like a big gate tomorrow. We got fun big, you know, got preparing for that.
Yeah,
Plus,
they got a TV spot or something like that. So it's like, play the big single, and it was like, we won't be playing the big single tonight.
What happens then is it's like, you know, we'll have a bit of banter with the crowd, you know, and we're going to dive into the thing, and just, you know, and then boom, lights come on the opposite stage, blasting the tunes out. Aiko is there, he's belting up, and say, well, what? Oh, what the fuck? These dudes fucking come around and fucking ruining our fucking momentum here. Anyways, play Everlong. Yeah, play Everlong. No, play Let It Fly. No, but if we can't do that one, it's too hard in my voice. But dude, the fans demanding it. It wasn't part of the set list. We're fought to one of these guys saying, oh man, not gonna play Everlong. I'm gonna go over here. It's like, this chick is no, she's really hyped up. I'm gonna go over here. It's like, oh no, we're losing them. All got lured over there. Complimentary drinks help as well.
I also like that there's little bits of information peppered up to this point where you think that Kobe is going to do a meaner thing to them, because they talk about how they're using digital filters on their sound. I was like, you think, is he going to like switch that off so we hear how bad the guy is actually singing?
See, it did that the last time as well with they were talking about the BPM, and I thought they were going to mess with that. And is this just peppering that information that he's slowly learning the things he needs to know as a manager / DJ /
but then at the end,
tactician.
There's the suggestion that would have been what he was going to do if they'd been put on a different stage.
Well, what he would have done was beheaded them and displayed their heads publicly.
I do like the equivalence thereof would be sabotage. He'll do what he has to, you know. Again, there's that devious streak. He's very genial and nice and polite.
He's potentially ruthless, yes.
But he remembers then there was times when he was cold. You know, he's had an opportunity. You know, he was invited down the night before a momentous battle. You know, by the garrison. The soldiers who were being sent out the following day to this battlefield. I said I was too busy with work to have a drink with them. And then never got to have that drink because they all died.
So he's going to take the time to smell the roses and enjoy life, as well as be a devious motherfucker.
Yes.
But as well, just helping Aiko does not necessarily mean I gotta fuck over the dads entirely, because I'm actually gonna point out, I give him some sound advice what to do, because I also you were my, in this case, my opponent. I respected you. I did my homework on you. I could see a lot of hard work you've put in to get this far. I'm a big fan. Will you sign this T-shirt for me?
Yeah, he bought that in the shop as well, obviously, and like he's got these guys sus, because he knew your man had like a weak throat from, I assume, listening to him in the record shop. So that is like, he's gonna save his throat for like the next day, and we can use that opportunity to attract the stragglers at the back of his crowd who just came along because he has a crowd over here. And once we get those guys over here, and we do it during a lull in their concert, we bring the rest of his crowd over, and we take it all. His evil plan. But he's also going to like, hey, you got a weak throat, don't worry, I got like a honey mixture that I brought with me.
Ancient Chinese remedy.
It's very good
want
for your
your
throat.
fucking gross juice, old man.
Because it's like the three lads in the band are going to kick the shit out of him behind the tent, basically. And he's just like, "Oh, you want to try this?" And one of them's like, "I'll give it a go." Oh, Jesus, that's fucking horrible. I feel great though. My throat, it's just really loosened up.
Yeah, there was a drummer as well who he was like shooting little glances at the carry on of the lead singer. Then it's just like,
yeah,
dude, you don't gotta go that hard on this. Just focus on the music and it's like getting that right, man. It's like fun saying no. Gotta be hard. We gotta be edgy. It's like, no, man. That's fine. He's actually sound. He's really sound. Let's try. The phone said, "I'll try." It really works.
Yeah. So it's the idea that sometimes you need to win over your enemies as well, because it's like they said, like they were in that tent. What was it, 6 years ago or something like that when they first debuted?
Yeah. 3 years ago or something.
3 years ago, like relatively short. Like, and they've worked their way up to be better. Than given the worst fucking spot in the whole music festival.
Well, yeah, they made the point that it was the particular digital sound they'd added.
Yeah,
is what has elevated them. So that's where you're like, oh yeah, he's gonna fuck with that, but he doesn't. And yeah, it's important. It's just it's a festival as opposed to just specifically a music festival. Because they show all the other events, which is why you've got the observation of like, oh, the people who are just here for the festival, who aren't here to see the band, we can attract them.
You can get the attention of them as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's very well observed. Confidence as well. So,
the fun is there in the applying his tactics to modern day things which aren't actual warfare. But I say it's also it is really well observed of like how people behave in these various music performance locations.
It definitely seems to have an understanding of how the music industry kind of works and how to spot how a person is or what way they might act in on a particular gig on a particular night, that kind of thing.
Well, it's also done more to the human psychology.
That as well,
It's that sort of way. Maybe a lot of warfare is about bluffing and theatrics and trying to create this impression of something that may or may not exist. Trying outfox your opponents. But I try to say here, just like it's all about tennis, but it's all tennis like another bloodshed necessary.
Yeah. Because it's the sort of thing you observe, but you don't necessarily hold on to and think, I'm going to apply this to writing a comic at any point. Because I remember the last festival I went to was in Oxford, and the front of the main stage was camped out by Duran Duran fans for the entire day. They were just going to hold the front of the stage.
Hold the line.
For the entire day until Duran Duran came on.
Sounds fun.
It was, particularly when you're like, most of these people are in their 50s, and you're like, well, good on you. I'm sure you're having a fun day.
So stay there drinking all day, and then when the time it actually comes on, you're bollocks.
Yeah, and also it's the summer and it's the heat. Yeah, but
good plan.
At the end of the episode, though, there was another part of this plan, and that is to hook the attention of a fantastically character designed human being who shows up at the end.
That is a stylistic motherfucker, all right. Yeah.
Yes.
A producer, I think, or something, isn't it?
I think he's probably going to be a producer, an A&R man, or maybe he runs like a bigger festival. I don't know what he's going to be. Anyway, he looks like
a story to tell.
Yeah, somebody further up in the hierarchy of the music industry.
If I ever looked a quarter that fucking cool, I would be delighted with myself. Yeah.
I see. I wasn't really going to say he looked cool. He just looks like a guy.
Striking.
Striking is more what I would say.
Okay.
Cool is definitely not how I would describe him.
For me, that's cool.
Maybe. He's wearing
jacket.
He's wearing riding boots. He's come to a festival wearing riding boots.
Maybe he rode here on a horse.
It gets muddy out there. It makes sense. It's a very fancy Wellington.
He's got studded fingerless gloves.
Maybe he's an underground fighter. You don't know.
He's wearing a tie and a medallion.
It's to hold the tie down.
Very big tie pin.
He is an old man with his hair in a ponytail.
Yeah, I want to be that cool when I'm old.
Still holding on to it.
Yeah.
But with the receding
whoever he
hairline,
is,
it's more like, no, it's all bunched up back here. So let's do it.
Bald. I've got loads of hair. Yeah, that's the good solution.
yeah, yeah, I cannot wait to find out who this guy is in the next episode, which is what you want. Then, next on the list is I'm KODAMA Kawashiri, The Dissolute Life of a Dangerous Lifehacker, Episode 11, Multitasking Skills. You describe what happens in it while I watch it, because I forgot to watch it.
KODAMA Kawashiri, which is there were three of me. One to do all the stuff I have to do. One to do all the stuff I kind of just want to do. And then the other one was just lazy around this bit of slob. So it's like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. You know, the three of us now, and then there'd be the one that does all the work, and one's I'm on. It's like, yeah, but that one gets to be lazy all the time. That's.
What if we all were triple the lazy we normally are?
Oh yeah, yes. now everyone's having fun. This is great. Yeah, this is good. No.
It's all about not being very good at producing things at a decent rate, like a lot of this show is.
You mean us, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that. Like if you had a clone of yourself that could do the shit that you don't want to do, but then your clone would be like, well, I don't want to fucking do that shit neither, because I'm you.
Right.
Yeah. Does that happen in Multiplicity?
The clones do clone a clone, so yes, I think so. Right?
Yeah. There was that one that's always run the baseball cap backwards. I presume he's like the one of the dumber ones. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what else I've seen that thing of the clones getting annoyed that they're the ones being made to do the work in. Possibly
you need to switch it up, like if you do that, yeah.
Yeah, possibly everything with a clone in.
Possibly,
Was it a Futurama bit? Feels like it would be.
It could be, yes. But I was thinking of an anime.
There's definitely multiple things of making a magical or scientific clone of yourself in order to do things you don't want to do, and the clone is you, so it also doesn't want to do that. I think that's very common, yeah.
Anyway, I'll catch up with that, and then we'll talk about the Demon Girl Next Door, episode 2 of season 2, Urban Exploration, The Troubled Mikan and the Excited Demon, in which we get a whole load of gags at the start. We discover
a bunch of shorts. Yeah.
But that sets up the discovery that the box that the dad has been sealed in comes from Mikan's family's factory.
For former, what was it, like an orange factory or something?
Yes, and she's got loads of similar boxes, and then the mum gets drunk and thinks it would be a fun game to mix up the dad with the other boxes and try and pick him out. She's pretty sure she can identify her husband.
I didn't realize until this, either that or I forgot it was mentioned last season, that the guy who's like, "You can do it, daughter," is the dad. That's been the dad the whole time.
Yes.
The box is that the only male voice of the announcer saying is like, "Hang in there, kid," is the dad just cheering on his daughter from being a box.
Yeah, Joshua is the dad, and then the rest of the episode is learning more about Mikan and her father, who summoned a demon.
He summoned a demon so that their family would be prosperous, but the demon, obviously, Monkey Paw did the situation. It's just like, so anything that tries to hurt her is like attacked by the elements of like fucking Final Destination, basically. Just shit's gonna fucking happen to you, and that curse got out of control. But she was saved by your one sister way back in the thing, and made her curse way less bad, but it's still there, obviously.
Yeah, and so they go back and they're like, "Oh well, I know the sister destroyed the factory and the house, but the warehouse was still there when she saved me." And then they get there, and the warehouse has got this telltale damage of the sister's attack. And then they realise, oh no, this happened twice. There was the fight against the demon that Mikan's dad summoned, and then a fight against Joshua a year later at the same location. Which was how he ended up sealed inside the box.
I guess you just had to seal him in something nearby, and since you were in an orange factory, an orange box will do nicely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're looking for clues as to what the fuck happened. And,
where they find the magic item.
I found a magic wand. It's like holds up a fork. It's like, that's a fork. It's like, no, it's a magic. What the fuck? But as man points out, it's like, no, it's it's a cool magic wand that can turn into anything you need it to be, which is pretty good.
But before we get to that, it's like, oh, she's been out in the sun too long. She can't wear a hat because she's got those horns growing out of her head. And then there's a bit where it's like, and now it's time for, is it Anri and Agora segment? And they go, we've not had one of these before. And they're like, well, this is probably the only time it's going to happen. Where we quickly go back to school and check in on the two of her schoolmates. Where the one who's in the occult, it's a hot summer day, as just established by the hat talk.
Mm-hmm.
And she's dressed up in her plague doctor outfit, growing an homunculus.
Yep. She has a bunch of living clay there that's like growing little tiny arms and shit. And it's just like, look, isn't it cute? And one's just like, I'm trying to get to my part-time job. I want nothing to do with any of this. So good luck to you on your homunculus clay shenanigans. Yeah.
And then we go back to the story, and we learn that the magic wand they found belonged to Joshua, and it was made
the
used.
whatchamacallit wand. Yeah, the wand of something or other. Begins with an A.
Begins with an A. It's got a load of Roman numerals in it. That's all we know of what it's called. And we also know that it was mainly used as a clothesline, so the mum could hang out 3 futons at the same time.
Yeah, because she's delighted to have this artifact of her husband's, because it's like, finally, I can hang out the clothes again. Wistfully looking out the window. It's like, that seems a waste for an artifact of this power. It's like, yeah, I can turn it into everything. And she manages to turn it into a bigger fork.
Yes.
I mean, like, it looks more demonic, I guess.
Yeah.
And accidentally a ballpoint pen filled with ink, which is actually useful.
Yes.
But you're once trying to get her to turn it into, what was it, a rocket launcher with infinite rockets, or an anti-tank rifle, or something, a weapon.
It's the fact that the little sister and the magical girl are trying to figure out better weapons for her to turn it into. It's definitely that the little sister has got the personality where she should have inherited the demon powers.
Yes. Yeah,
and has got her dad's personality, whereas she's got inherited her mum's personality.
And she's got none of the technical ability. That was the joke at the start with the little sister of reading, like, what was it, like war crimes in ancient China or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
it was like
read this kid's
stuff about
storybook. It's like,
assassination.
ooh, that wily hair, just that he got tricked by the turtle, so you can deceive your enemies into victory as well. It's just like, yeah, she just sees the world in good versus evil, basically.
Yeah,
and she's
a terrible monster, and it's funny that the magical girl encourages her in this.
Yeah.
You should turn it into a horse chopper. Why do I want to chop a horse?
Are we attacking horses now? What the hell?
The opening credits got loads of super deformed and weird little creatures in it. I can't remember how many of those have showed up already in the series and how much.
The only ones we've seen so far is when they had the meet last episode with the cows. The little the tribal cows. I don't really know what you'd call them. The cows that are excited that you're about to eat them, as far as I can tell, is what they're supposed to represent. Yeah.
Was the tapir who owns a bar in the first series?
I don't recall a Monster Girl cafe, so I'm guessing that's going to be this season.
Yeah.
Whatever that weird bar cafe thing is. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that may be our second male character when the tapir shows up.
Will this one even have a voice? I guess we'll find out.
We've got a voice going to the Wikipedia page. So.
Okay.
We also get introduced to Mikan's familiar, who is a poison frog.
Oh god, it's a very cute frog, but don't fucking touch it, because it is very, very poisonous.
It will kill you. Also, it can turn into an arrow, and then she's like, oh, that'll kill me as well. Please don't shoot that at me.
The other magical girl keeps Mikan from revealing all the magical attacks, basically. It's just like, oh, she had a move where she did this, and my super move, it was this. It's like, shut up, stop telling her all her secret moves.
We also get Lilith at the start complaining that why is Shamiko obeying the rules of the school? You should go to school naked.
You're a child of chaos. It's like, but your school uniform's so comfy and it's light and breezy. It's great.
Yeah, I also don't know how she manages to get drunk and hungover when she's just possessing a statue.
No, they gave her an offering of alcohol during the party.
Oh,
and
that was it, yes.
When the mother's hung over the next day as well, like they put a glass of water next to the statue And then inside the statue, she's drinking the water. So it is like, yeah, she is drinking the offering somehow. I'm not entirely clear. Yeah.
Fun stuff. Then we've got Love After World Domination, Episode 2, The Truth About Dating, which is also, this is more of two. Yeah, Demon Girl Next Door was kind of all one story with a few 4-panel gags mixed in. This is 2 stories, really. It's the first part where it's kind of similar to the previous, where they're having a fight, they slip away. But now we've got Hero TV, who have apparently invaded from Tiger and Bunny into this series.
They're filming it like from like basically like a reporting live on the scene at the docks, where they're having a superhero fight. We're just going to film from a helicopter and go down and interview them when they eventually defeat the villains.
Yes, and this is where a second time I was surprised that they're still in school. I guess he's in school as well. Apparently he's known. Everyone knows his identity. He goes to high school. Do you have a girlfriend? And then creepily, the news presenter hopes to enter. And then his sister is the yellow gelato ranger. And
she's like, this musclehead, he only thinks about 2 things: working out and getting ripped. Am I right?
But we should have a contest to go on a date with him.
Yeah, and the reporter's like, I fancy my chances, because reporters, superheroes, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel like the competition should be open to people involved in reporting. That's using the T's and C's.
The worst part is when they came in to interview him. Obviously, they were just trying to get a little bit closer, because one was worried she was smelly from being sweaty from fighting a superheroic battle. But like when the reporter appears, it's like, hey, how's it going over here? Are you finished off the baddie yet? And she's just like, I'm gonna lie down and pretend I'm knocked out. And she has to endure not only the "do you have a girlfriend" comments, but also him complimenting her as a villain, but also complimenting her as a person. Yes.
And then in the second half, they go on a date. It's a terrible date. Because
it's a very funny, terrible day, because his sister's like, oh, just do a thing that you'll both enjoy. He's like, oh, okay, so we're going to go to the gym. We're going to get fucking shredded. And what was it like? Oh, I love power bars, so I bought a backpack full of power bars, just protein bars or whatever the hell. And then she goes off, and his sister's like, actually, I was really drunk when I told you that. Like, do something nice, like dress up. Don't just wear a tank top or something. And don't work out. Don't make her do things that will like make her sweaty. And take her to a nice dinner. It's perfect.
Yeah, and he's like, stick to the conversation about sweets. Don't say anything stupid. And then we immediately cut to him thinking the last thing he said before she went off to go and get drinks was, "Which insect do you think would be most powerful if it was giant?"
Yeah. Which is
that's a good question.
Great question. But yeah, in the meantime, she's went off to. I was like, I gotta go to the toilet, basically, and he's like, oh my god, she hasn't come back. Oh my god, has she broken up with me? Scouring the park for her, but yeah, she came back. She was just going to get drinks, and there was a bit of a queue. So what would be the biggest, most dangerous bug? That is an interesting question. Like she liked the date, seemingly.
Well, she points out it's just nice to hang out with you, regardless of what we were doing.
Because it's like he was saying in his own head, it was like, oh man, working out is so much more fun when you're doing it with your girlfriend. This is fantastic. It's more fun because they're sharing it.
Yes.
But like the actual is like the date itself was crap.
But it is also funny the other people in the gym looking on at awe of the pair of them lifting these massive weights.
Oh, he's in disguise as well. He's smoothed his hair down and is wearing glasses. The perfect fucking disguise.
Yes,
classic.
The Clark Kent.
Exactly.
And that's they end up holding hands at the end of it, and you think, well, that was a quick episode. But after the credits, there's another story as we're introduced to a new character, Helco.
Well, we already were aware of her cat, but now her cat gets to comment on her life, and you see her like being really broken up about everyone calling her an ogre. They were saying it in the office earlier in the smoking area. I eat tigers or some shit. What the fuck? I don't fucking eat tigers.
Bear meat. It was
bear meat. That was the thing.
Because of the bear who keeps on getting, I don't know, injured. Don't think it's killed. He's gets stretchered off, doesn't he, in the various battles?
Yeah, she's getting upset by it's not really office bullying. They think she's more badass. That she is badass, but she's also like a girl with feelings, and you can hurt them.
We also learned this evil organization has a ladies' dorm.
It seems really nice, actually. They're very well set up. It looks like they have like full room and board, probably fucking dental and everything. Yeah, it's a good evil organization.
Yes, and then one day she's been like, oh, how will someone like me ever know love? And then one day she comes back happy. She's not bothered by the insults of her colleagues. And Helldecker's
she's
like,
come back smiling. I wonder what could have happened. I know exactly what's happened. The cat says after knocking down a photograph to show the photograph they took in the last episode. If he ever breaks her heart.
Yes, if that goon, I love the fact that Hellcat calls him a goon.
Dear.
Yeah, if he ever makes you cry, I'll tear his heart out.
I don't know if it's actually an evil cat or just a regular cat. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get the feeling that these evil people, this evil organization, aren't that evil. But
it's just a job, man. Don't.
I think in part because it would greatly change the tone of the series if it was.
They're trying to take over the world, but maybe they have some good ideas. I don't know.
Yeah, and I like you got more stuff about one of the other members of the team this episode of like she's is it literally his sister or just treats him as
like big sister,
like a big
kind
sister?
of situation.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know for certain. No, she seems to have no interest in him, despite like kind of glomping onto him, saying like this motherfucker couldn't get a girlfriend to save his life, kind of thing.
Yeah, but and definitely established as being like an older character because she's drinking booze.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It might be the thing I drop though to fit 6 episodes in. I'd say of the things I'm watching, it's the least of the things I'm watching.
It's a lot of fun, but yeah, I was thinking the same. It could easily be dropped, but like the next episode preview looks like it's going to be the horniest one yet, so that might be the reason to drop it.
Or to keep it on.
Depending on how they do it. If it's funny horny, that kind of way. Yeah, sure.
At least the one I forgot to watch, so that probably says it all.
Then you can tell me about the romance show I'm not watching. Kaguya-sama, Love is Romantic, Love is War, Ultra Romantic, Episode 2. Miyuki Shirogane wants to meditate. Kaguya wants to mediate, sorry.
I think that's my misspelling. Apologies. Kaguya wants to distract him, and Kaguya preemptively strikes.
Yeah, I'm reading what's written in front of me. Kaguya preemptively.
That's what I get for not copy-pasting things and writing them down as I'm watching them. That's my fault.
Did you endeavor with this, Dwayne?
I did. All right. Yeah, they were definitely making references to shit I don't know, but I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah, you get the gist maybe more so the first one, which is you got Ishigami, who's like the slacker dude at the treasure, and you got Inu, who's like what's her kind of the auditor?
She's part of the morals council or
disciplinary
something. Disciplinary committee. Couldn't think of the proper term.
And
she hates this motherfucker, and she hates her. Because even though it's like I pulled her ass out of the fire, like he literally mentions like the last episode where he took the bullet for her. Yeah. But she is always giving him shit, and she's like, I don't like his kind. So
Moss covering his ass as well, fucking cleans up with him on this American committee whenever he's bringing a switch into class. You know, I got covered, and it's the two of you are actually very alike.
The president and her underling on the disciplinary
Saragi.
Yes, they come together to hatch a plan to make these two best friends. The best friends plan. They have it illustrated on a little like board with the plans.
Got a flashcards of activities, so help to get us together. And they both go, "That's a lot of fucking dumbass bullshit." I
thought they were going to unite on their hatred of this stupid idea to make them friends. I thought that was going to unite them. It didn't. Nothing will unite them.
Idea. That's Fujiwara, the big dumbass dude, and from Shirogane, it's just like worked really hard on this actually.
Yeah, and then they feel really bad for insulting his. I assume he did the drawings as well in that case. This seems to be mostly his plan. It's a lot of it, as far as I can tell, based on it, it seems to be more how to get close to someone romantically, which is probably something he's planned for
It's on
himself.
his mind.
But I can adapt this for friendship as well. Like them eating the Pocky, I was like, dude, that's like a romantic thing. That's not a friendship thing.
I don't know, they're kind of drawing close. You got the one's got in their mouth, she's got go and they're full of snapping like wild dogs.
Yeah, like dogs trying to take a biscuit off each other, basically.
Then Osaragi cracks it. You hate each other because you secretly like each other. That's probably what's going on here, right? And then each of them just lock up, robot style, going, no, that's not the case at all. I respect you. I think you are a good person. You know, yes, mutually, I believe you are also a good person to be around, Ishigami. Fun said.
There's that on loop and it's digitized because they're just like, okay, now we have to pretend we like each other so people don't think we secretly like each other because we actually hate each other.
But that's the key. That's the key. You get someone to do things for you the fastest and most effectively is mutual embarrassment or mortification. Mutually assured embarrassment. That's how you do it.
And the next two bits are it's like a two-parter, I guess.
It's
like
one story thing.
Yeah.
Shirogane got invited out by the lads. They're going to go to karaoke. It's actually a thing that's to meet girls from other schools, but he puts it out. It's a networking event.
Yeah, they put it to him as like, oh, we're gonna go out and meet up some folks from other schools, and he's like, oh yeah, fuck it, I'm always turning you down. Yeah, I'll go to that. And then the maid realizes, he's going to like a mixer, right? And she's like, fucking what? I need to get in there and I can't go there. You need to go there in disguise.
Yes. Now, in the previous series, Hayasaka, the competent servant there, she's approached Shirogane before. Which is like saying, Lady Kaguya, if I had some chances, some really like romantic experiences with this guy, I haven't scored him yet. Like, what the fuck is going on? I bet I could do it like in no time flat. And saying, don't you do it? It's like, I'll do it. I'll fun do it. And she goes and does it. No, I'll fun saying, hi, I'm Hayasana. Yes, that'll do. From a different school. I'm also blonde. She's also a master of disguise, kind of. But no, I couldn't try to put the moves on him and it didn't work out. So then she's like being inserted in here as like she's like the infiltrator in this mixer thing. But saying, hey, and who are you? Oh, I'm the girl that this dude over here like I dumped about in public. It was super embarrassing. It's like I'm gonna go get a drink. It's like fun. Oh, sure, the guy is so awkwardly.
Yeah, because basically her mission, should you choose to accept it, is twofold. One, cock block him from any girls. Two, get him the fuck out of there as soon as possible. She has a secret third mission that she kind of enacts on herself, but I was just like, yeah, it's basically those two things. So by constantly going like, I can't believe you broke my heart, you left me in the lurch, you left me at the altar, and he's like,
I'm gonna put it in song as well. I'm so lonely, abandoned like a lost kitten. It's like,
yeah, so he's kind of like, okay, this is making me look like a real prick and awkward. Like he's not there to pick up women. He's just there as like, I don't really know this was a mixer, and also now I'm super awkward because this person's calling me a motherfucker in front of all my friends. Yeah, but
he's like to see you've got a lot to get off your chest there, and saying, yeah, I'm sorry I'm writing this so hard. My little sister made me go here. She's got this crush on this dude, but she's got this like no idea how to relate to other human beings. She drives me fucking insane. I just want to fucking shake her. But the things you do for your family and all that. It's like, like, well, it's like you're being pretty real there. Nah, man, I can't be real because if you be real with somebody, you're never going to just accept you. You gotta be somebody else. Gotta play up the act. Can you be real like that? Sure, guy, can you be vulnerable in front of me? I bet you can't. It's like, I better go. And as he's going to dance, but some other dude's like, hey, baby, you want to do some karaoke with me?
Hey, I got broken up with recently as well. How about we team up? And it's like, come on, and he's being like, he's coming on too strong, and your one's like, come on, I thought you said you were coming with me. And she's like, oh, I will take this opportunity to fucking leave.
But also, how gallant, he is being, he's not just like all this stuffy school cancer president. And that's when she goes rogue. It's like, sorry, Kaguya-sama, I'm going dark. I got this one say, what? She's booking at her karaoke room. It's just the two of them. She's hung her jacket on the door to block what's going on. So no one can peek in and see what's going on. And it's like, shit, she's going to try and score him. I got to fucking do this. I got to get down there.
It's basically to try and prove that he really is a cad, as far as I can tell. It's just like, okay, this is a test, like, to get him. She's like, I got to go in there, but I can't just bust in there because then I'll look like a stalker. I'll go in disguise. I'll wear sunglasses and a mask. No, now I look like a stalker. Who do I know?
Fujiwara, get down here. We do some karaoke. Oh, sweet! I'm there. I'm right down there in 5.
I'll be there in 5 fucking seconds.
And then all this kind of noise going on said, it's like, oh, I keep going on like this all night. You want to say, no, stop it! I can't take it anymore.
Stop it, you monster! It's too big, and all this kind of stuff just coming from, and it was just like Jesus Christ. So actually, what was too big was his powerful voice as he rapped badly. Because apparently he's a terrible rapper.
And that's where when poor Fujiwara up on top and said, hey, what's going on? We're doing karaoke. I was saying, oh, no, I'm not doing karaoke anymore. Listen to the president's voice. It's so fucking awful. And Fujiwara gets Vietnam flashbacks because she's a couple of times tried to teach him things that, hey, Fujiwara, I just want to get, I can sing, I can dance a bit, but I just want to get a little bit better, to impress people and shit. Oh, if you can sing and dance a little bit, then, it's fine. We'll start from there. But you can't even, there's like a meme template of this pink-haired anime girl getting slowly and slowly more just, dejected and, and downtrodden.
President gets back to the booth. Everyone's fucking gone home. So he's kind of like, I must practice my rapping. Because clearly, that's what's at fault here.
End result, Shirogane loses. But maybe Kaguya and Hayasaka to see, no, we got this, lady and servant relationship here. But, we're actually sisters because we quarrel quite a bit. I gotta listen to you and do what you tell me to do. But I fucking hate you sometimes. But I do it. Yeah. It's
she gets to voice some grievances in character, basically. Yeah, or in her persona. I see to that.
It's good she gets it because she's just this external character who's looking in and out a lot. Because she's privy to all these schemes that she knows, all of the fucking the neuroses of Kaguya as she just puts together these plots. When we see them come off of point, think, yes, perfectly calculated. But she's just this bundle of fucking weird things. Again, does not know how to relate to other human beings. Probably a symptom of being this rich heiress. And Hayasaka is just these two fucking. It's not just her; it's him as well. They're both so fucking clueless, and it's driving me insane.
She just wants one of them to ask out the other one, so she doesn't have to deal with all their fucking. It's will they, won't they? It's I need to trick him into. Just fucking ask him out, Jesus. What are you doing?
You want to fuck stuff up, and maybe I will. Maybe I fucking will.
Yeah, job frustration, basically.
Understandable. The opening, not the opening credits, the ending credits is something else.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that was great. I wasn't expecting that. It's Starship Troopers crossed with...
It's by way of Turn-A Gundam.
Right, yeah. Okay.
For some reason, but, it's
they come out of the dropships, they come down, they're shooting big alien bugs. There's the plasma bugs that try and shoot down the dropships and stuff. And I was just like, it's just Starship Troopers. And then it was like, ooh, I'm a butterfly woman. And it's just like, okay, what's going on? I'm wearing a bald wig to play a different character. And I was like, okay, there's something else happening here. That was great though, yeah.
They do good, fun parody little bits like that. Particularly in the games with Ino and Ishigami, I think, some of the faces they were putting, they're been going for a certain style here. Even little bits they do where they're creeping around the karaoke emporium. There's little shots we see the multi-screen of the security camera where Kaguya is flipping out, I gotta get into this room, just silently, just panicking in the hallway. I could just consider a different town. Without someone outside there. Oh, there's something happening out there. I didn't know what it was.
It's not coming through anyway. So.
Okay, the trailer's passed. But Kaguya-sama continues. It's
That's a fun one, yeah.
We got a lot of romance stuff, or these romance adjacent things on the slate for the spring. I suppose spring is a season of love.
I guess,
people's fancy turns to these kind of things. So I'm happy there's so many varied examples around. But usually, and thankfully not all descended to put on cringe humor. They got a bit more going from them than that.
Yeah.
And what could be more romantic than dying in the arms of your arch enemy who's come back from the dead? It's Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai, episode 73, The Hope in the Flames.
I mean, you get to sacrifice your body for your greatest, newest rival. You get to sacrifice yourself for the best human you've ever come across, and die in the arms of your arch nemesis. Fucking, that's the perfect one. That's how you go out, man. Yeah.
It's what I always wanted.
Yes, this is Hadler's swan song, as however many weeks it's been since the ransom.
I like to think they've
Where-
been trapped in that fireball, like, because that it
Yep.
goes on. It was like this is supposed to be like an instant kill thing, and your man's just like, I have time to pour some wine and really relish this whole fucking situation. So it's just like this has been happening for 2 weeks. It's like, are they ever going to come out of that flaming ball of death?
It's like New Year's Eve for them there, and saying, "Oh, counting down, everyone, give them charge your glasses. We're about to see the heroes be annihilated."
Yes.
I think one of my
And-
favorite bits is they when they initially get die out, like these bosses like, you're being very cheerful for since you missed fucking one of them. It's like, yeah, but I'm gonna get the other guy. I got like a whole deck of traps. Don't worry about it, boss. It's grand.
Including
Yes.
the jokers and also the other card that tells you the rules of the games. That's a really bad trap. You don't want that one.
Before we get to that, though, the Pop and Die need a pep talk from Hadler, which is basically the gist of it is, you can't be the guys who beat me if you're going to give up at this point. Come on, guys, think of something. Think of something to get yourselves out of here. You beat me, Hadler. You can do it.
Thanks, man.
And Pop indeed does come up with an idea. If he uses his Mitoria
Medrora. Yeah.
Medrora!
at the peak of the flame trap, because he explains how the traps
It
work.
eliminates everything in front of it, so
It's
it'll
focused on
eliminate the
one
flame
point.
trap,
Yeah.
which will view this guy die. You do a zoom, and I'll grab you and get pulled along in your zoom. Perfect.
Adler's like,
fucking
I'm
plan.
gonna die anyway, so just leave me behind. It's okay.
Like Heather's like lying. Is he lying face down on the ground at this stage? I feel like
He is at this point, but he's
Yeah.
still got some generally workable limbs.
Hmm.
Which will be important because then Pop discovers that he can't do it because the moment he reduces one hand, he stops using one hand to produce ice, he gets melted, or he's going to get melted by the heat. So
Hmm.
Hadler
So he can't make fire in one hand, ice in the other.
finds
So Hadler's like, I'll hold the fire up using my
with the
arms.
last of my
Ow.
energy. It's like Trafalgar Law in the current arc of One Piece, where he's constantly finding the last of his energy.
You can have a couple of second wins, yeah. That's
Pop, eat a Mars bar, eat a Snickers, and you're back in the game.
And I'll protect you with my magic, and you just go and do it, Pop.
I
You do
did
the thing.
appreciate Hadler going like, Hadler, what are you doing? And he's just like, I'm doing whatever I want. You guys do whatever you want as well. I'm just going to ignore you. La 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 la. As he's holding the flames
Yeah.
up before them while Pop gets a Medrora
Yeah,
shot.
he blows a hole. Die flies out, but Pop does not get to
Because
go
he is
with.
distracted by Hadler's legs breaking off.
Yes.
He just looks so
Shattered.
forlorn and sad, just lying there.
And so
Hmm.
he's
like-
trapped in the trap with Hadler lying on top of him.
Hmm.
What can they do? Hadler. Is this where Hadler calls Pop a magnificent man?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah,
Pop is
Trying.
such a magnificent man that Hadler has the manly tears, but they're so manly and there's fire there, so they instantly evaporate. So they're not too much. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you're still manly because your tears aren't actually hitting me, so that's okay. And Hadler's like, I'm gonna pray to the god of humans. It's like, hey, god of humans, this guy's fucking class. Don't let him fucking die.
I'm just a
Yeah.
bum. You big, I deserve to go out, but him, take me.
If you're the god of
him.
humans, you're gonna need this guy because he's fucking cool. All right, you need to save this guy.
And Pop has been like, well, if I die, at least I'm going to be able to see Avan again in the next world.
Hmm.
Which is an important line because Avan will say, well, tough luck, Pop. If you had died, I wouldn't have been there because I'm here saving you.
What?
He's
cast
showing up,
this-
put some sort of magic things down around the
It's
spell to cancel.
it's a glimmer. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the name of the magic circle that cancelled stuff. Yeah.
Spells it, and just like, you know, they're freaking out in Dark Army HQ. It's just like throwing glasses being dropped in shock and saying, "What the fuck?" And Vernon's just kind of like, he was a little bit pleased that like, oh, I didn't want to just want to go out like punks in a trap. You know, actually, no, it's a bit more.
Oh,
than
there's a bit of
stuff.
fucking fighting him. All right.
It's a bit
all
more
right,
of this
all right.
movie left. I'm good. Okay, I'm grand. Like, I mean, I just poured one out here. I thought, oh, it's almost over. But I'm saying, no, okay, let's keep going. I'm here. I'm waiting. Like, Avan, he's alive. Everyone's bursting into tears. Well, Master, what the fuck? Thought you were dead.
And Avan's holding up Hadlar. It's like, thanks for saving my disciples, Hadlar. And Hadlar's like, you motherfucking son of a bitch. And throws a stabby punch at him, but stabs Kilvern in the chest, which I'm not too scared about because I've seen Kilvern being chopped in two and get better from it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, he'll be fine. Yeah.
That's what sort of had me concerned like a bit. So I needed to actually go and check what was the case. It was just like, okay, I know they lost a couple of weeks there, and they're really kind of bumping up, but it feels like even with all those weeks lost, they've kind of put some time into this. Maybe I don't know if they had extra time or not. I doubt they did. Just if I were more doubly
probably not. It still looks good.
Nah,
I really appreciated the flames whirring on the outside, like the kind of blue and red of it. It was really nice.
Yeah. Well, Avan is alive. Whoops. Okay. Okay. He's here to help all of your favorite characters. Yes. Oh, also Kilvern is dead too now. Oh, okay, right. We're just going straight up to the end now, are we? Yep. No time. But
no, there's still more people to show up.
It's in there and it's fine. It's like I was like, okay, I've seen this kind of thing happen before in stuff that didn't get the ending it intended. So this is all planned. This is all part of it. It's all right.
I think they brought Avon back from the dead because they wanted the comic to go on longer in Shonen Jump.
Okay.
I think if I remember correctly, the side story we've already seen happened after they brought him back from the dead. Originally.
Yeah, that would change the context.
So they repositioned it to give more information about his pal,
Flora.
Princess. Yeah. And also to seed it that maybe you've not seen the last of Avon. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe we'll also see the character who's been in the opening credits for weeks now, who's currently dead.
Apparently death is no obstacle. We can just bring people back. We got magic after all.
But yeah, I believe there's some villains we've not met yet either. So there we go.
Well, there's got to be. They have even more heroes now, so they really need more. Like it's like
they've got like loads of kinds of Verns. You got Miss Vern, you got Kill Vern, you got Life Vern, you got Stern Vern, Burn Vern,
and Classic Vern, obviously.
Turn Vern, Big Mama Vern.
But yeah, Adler gets to go out. It's just like, this feels really good. Like I thought that what was his cool line? Is like I get to go out like knowing that a treasure I stole has been returned or something like that.
Yes. And he mentions like, oh, these guys, they're so great they even changed me. I'm not the guy. He also does warn them that I don't expect any of this with Vern. He's a cold-hearted bastard.
No, he's a fucker. Like there's no change in that mother. There's no change in him.
Right wanger.
But yeah, it's all very romantic. It's very nice.
It is, yes. Yeah, it's. I think the first time I didn't tear up with him dying the first time I watched it. The second time I watched it, I did. I teared up more when Avon showed up.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's the thing I tend to go on is like the heroic entrance as opposed to the heroic exit.
Yeah.
It's as well. This happened to fucking get hacked when they did, so that like, if feel like this is like welcome back Dragon Quest, and then we have this other welcome back within this. Yes. It's got a great return.
That's true.
Compounding it.
But it wasn't this. Well, it also won't be until 2 weeks' time on the podcast. But it's this coming Sunday's episode of One Piece is the one to check out. That's the one directed by, I can't remember her name now. The one that everybody's new favorite One Piece director.
God, did she do the Zoro and?
She did the episode with the great Morgan's scene in it.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, checking in on the world kind of one. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas this week's episode was, it was an episode of One Piece.
Keep it moving. Move along. Something to see here, but not lunch.
Yeah. Finally, Spy Family, episode 2, Secure a Wife, in which you get its great opening credits.
Hey, Jesus, you're always on me about
romance.
Yes.
Nothing but
settle
romance.
Down. Find a counter-operative to cohabitate with to fulfill your respective missions.
I've forgotten how much of pricks that Yor worked with. I was like, oh god, fuck
I
all
was
of
going to
these.
say, my main question is, how soon will it be now there's an anime that searches for Yor will bring up Spy Family as opposed to Your Hunter of the Future at the top of Google searches?
Oh, it's
it'll be
done,
soon.
man. It's done. As soon as like an anime thing latches onto this, because I know if it's a widespread thing, if it's like there's probably this like concentrated fervor thing. We've had results get tainted for ancient Roman emperors, for geological minerals. It can happen now as well with with other like popular cultural characters.
Because obviously
It's done.
The dog isn't in the intro. They get a dog. Sorry, it's Spy Family after all. But what's yours first like big murderous fight? Because I feel like that'll be the one that like absolutely cinches it in her favor, right? I'm trying to think of the most murder she does early on.
Well, I'm sure
it's probably
see
what's
soon.
coming up here next week.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah.
Anyway, yes, we're introduced to Yor. It's awfully suspicious that you're 27 and you've not got married. What are you?
Because you got a great figure, and if you just kind of wear a bit of makeup, like do your hair up and stuff, you could easily get someone.
You got 1 foot in the grave, and a foot on a banana peel. Am I right? You better lock that shit down, lady.
And then she gets invited to a party by her little brother and says she's going to bring her boyfriend. And then the brother never shows up at the party.
No, I think the brother says he can't make it, but he's going to check in with his mate, who he works with, who's one of her work friends' husband.
So we'll get back to him.
Yes.
Oh, she turned up with his boyfriend from Canada. I've heard about so much.
I can't remember what the guy's name was, Michael or something like that. I'll have Michael tell me about it later. His work friend. Yeah. And he seems nice, whereas his wife is a prick.
So she's like, oh my goodness, where am I going to find a boyfriend from? Meanwhile, across town, oh my goodness, where am I going to find a wife from? Because you, tobacconist, are clearly not up to the job.
Frankie,
I put you in a dress, but there's only so much I can do with my super disguise skills. And as your man is saying, it's like, why can't you make me look better? It's like, it's your square head. It's your entirely square head. I can't do anything with it. But he has, because he's an information and I guess like tech broker, he has like a bio of every eligible bachelorette in the city.
Binders full of women.
And he's like, well, between all these, I could probably find a girlfriend as well. Like, this is great. This works out for me too. But yeah, they're trying to find someone who'd be willing to go for it. Like maybe you could have some dirt in them. You could blackmail them into doing it, or someone with no criminal background. So like a background check on the parents won't show up anything bad as well. Yeah.
But also, they need to dress Anya in something which isn't just a sack.
It's called a smock. So we get down to the clothes shop and get her fitted up.
But Yor has to go to the same seamstress shop because on her last assassination mission, she got her nicest dress just slightly torn.
All these bullet holes. Oh man, gotta get these things sewn up.
Also, like as she said, it's like I'll never find anyone. I'm only good at cleaning house. She says as she's washing blood off of her hands. Yeah.
You don't get my car you don't get my car much sense of it until she's like, oh, she's this poor like harried woman who works at City Hall, getting it in the neck, from her co-workers and her brother, and then like her brother's phone saying, oh, I gotta go to this party, gotta go out and meet people, I gotta put up phone saying, oh yeah, I'm sure I'll try. And then puts it down.
Are being dicks, but their brother's being a little nice, and he's just like, "Oh wow, you found someone. That's fantastic. I can't wait to hear about him." Like he seems very supportive.
Yeah. But then the phone rings again, phone saying, "Oh no, sorry, you used to be phone saying it's like the pig is in the poke." Understood. And that's just the eyes. That the face just changes immediately. Operative, Briar Princess. We have an assignment for you. You got to do some pruning in the garden.
And Lloyd also gets another mission from a supermarket guy who is just saying ribbit at the end of his sentences, essentially.
The frog cipher today.
Yeah, which is the frog cipher. It's like, is it Toad? No, frog. Okay. I don't know why we have frog and Toad cipher. That's really annoying. Yeah.
A bus shipment of illegal guns. But at the same time, I got that date with that lady. I could buy squeeze this in a bit of like international espionage before I gotta go attend the party. It'll be fine.
Yeah, because basically he has set up the date at the seamstress when a mysterious woman manages to sneak up on him. God, he's really letting his guard down lately. It's not like she's an entirely silent assassin or something, but so he's kind of thinking it's just like I should ask her out, and she's kind of like, this guy's pretty hot. I should ask him out to the thing. And it's like, he's got a kid. I don't want to
comes back and says, I now know how long I am.
Like, she doesn't get much to do in this episode, but her little song of, oh, I wish I had a mother. I wish my mother wasn't dead. You know, and it's just like, oh, your wife died? It's like, yes, recently.
And at this point, she's read yours mind, so she knows she's an assassin. And the narrator explains she's starved for entertainment, which is why she's going to put these two together.
Mama was an assassin, Dad was a spy. And this is very exciting. Yes, this will be excellent. I need this to happen. So she uses her wiliest song to ensnare this assassin mother. But yeah, so they do explain their thing is like, I need a date for Saturday because I said I'd be there, and I don't want, my brother is worried about me, and I just don't want him to freak out about it. And he's like, that's convenient because I need like a wife for this thing because I want my daughter to get into this school, and it's like, Dad is a liar.
Yeah. But you know, saying, yes, you know, so she's just like, you know, she's pretty clean, didn't catch her in the City Hall records, but you know, she could have, you know, some pull there. You know, suicide I could probably, like, you know, using my advantage later on down the line.
I think she works in City Hall. It's just like, that's a fairly official job. It's not keeping her nose clean. It's fantastic. It's not like she's a secret underground assassin. Perfect. The perfect partner.
Anyways, this guy clear up this like, oh, that date cut to action-packed fucking scene where he's just fun. Skipping the gunfight at the warehouse. It's all explosions and things. They come in a little line of him out to the warehouse doors. He just fucking
Jack
like
Bauer, the long shot of
him Krav Maga, all of them.
Him kicking the shit out of like 30 guys while it cuts to Frankie, who can't close the back of the van door while he's doing this. That's a good contrast. Yeah.
Poor old Yora's waiting at the station. Like, where is she? She's got to turn up to the party with no date, and it's just like, oh, look at her, turn up to the party without a date with a boyfriend from Canada never turned up. I bet he really exists.
Like, and yeah, it's really awkward for her.
I guess I better leave before I embarrass myself any further, and then boom. Sorry, I'm late and covered in blood. I was like, oh, Mr. Lloyd, you got here. Yes, I had an incident down at the psychiatric hospital where I definitely work. You know, these guys can turn on you, can flip on you like a switch. It's crazy.
Sometimes those psychiatric patients, man, they get real violent and, you know, blood and stuff. Like, that's a thing. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. So
also, I didn't want to be late, so I didn't, you know, attend to my wounds or anything before coming here.
I do want to leave my wife here alone. And then he's like, oh, no,
she's like, no, girlfriend, not wife.
That's
he's
my
like,
plot, not her plot. I've got the plots mixed up.
Well, I mean, like, he has suffered a head injury at this stage from being shot at in a van. So, yeah, they've sort of combined their stories a little, and
one has to have the last word in it, but saying, if I you know, like bring some like snacks over them, and then like by tripping and go whoops and spill shit all over, that really embarrassed her, right? So whoa.
She tries to spill gratin on top of Yor to embarrass her, but Yor catches it with her foot, and one of the little bits of, I assume, like boiling hot potato lands on the crappy wife's nose. And it's just Lloyd Forger kind of going like, it's like, honey, you really shouldn't catch it on your foot like that. It's a bit unseemly. And she's like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. And it's like, no, it just makes you look rad as shit. So you made her look like an asshole. Everything worked out super good.
I think it was a single prawn landed on her.
It was a prawn. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Hey, like this could work after all. You know, this could be the start of something beautiful. Oh shit! Some dudes from the drug buster are coming right down the corner with AKs are shooting the place up and blowing up.
Yes.
Oh, it's like I was saying earlier. Sometimes the patients they want to run you off the road. Sometimes they get sub-automatic machine guns. What can you do about it?
For the international criminal cartels that go out and terrorize the populace. And
don't worry, I'm doing the latest concussive therapy, where I hit them really hard with a fucking pipe and they go down, and that means that they're no longer a danger to themselves.
You've seen the Flintstones, right? Here in the East. Did you get that side of the Iron Curtain? Well, anyways.
Yeah, so Yor apologizes for, it's like, oh, an amateur like me really shouldn't be doing concussive therapy, as she kicks like a dude down a fucking alley.
And I like that. He's like, wow, look how far you kicked him.
He did steal a ring from the art heist, so he could go like, oh, this would be perfect as a ring. But as they're trying to get away from these escaped psychiatric patients, inverted commas, he's searching for his ring. He's like, oh crap, where did I put the ring? And then the most romantic thing the whole week happens, which is fantastic.
Hey baby, I know you want fireworks for our engagement, but this'll have to do. As I takes like the one throwing grenades back, takes a loose pin and saying, as it's going off, it's very romantic, it's beautifully framed. She's like, so softly lit. Will you do me the honor of being my fake wife to foil an international plot to destroy the world peace? It's like, I do.
I do, for the purposes of hiding my secret assassination from society at large.
Yes.
Is there?
He's like, until the mission's over, and she's like, until my killing's over.
Till death do us part.
Well, somebody's going to die, like those guys you threw that grenade at. But yeah.
So they're going to stop off at City Hall on the way home and make it
the
official.
papers done. Yeah. Because she proposes to him as well, which kind of catches him by surprise.
Hey, they are partners in this relationship. There was no lesser thing. They said there's kids from Kaguya-sama can learn a lot from these two. They just got to trying to approach each other as real people, but not really.
And yeah, we're going to get more romance stuff with these two as well. And it is very nice that they get married and then kind of are slowly falling in love.
Yes, you can see them you can see the attractions there in this episode.
Yes, yeah.
Even if it is just to be done for appearance's sake.
Oh, it's entirely practical, but there is an attraction there for sure.
Yeah, it's the effort to which they're going makes you think the attraction's there, I think.
Yeah. If you see some of the promotional art for particularly the anime adaptation of it, it comes across as like, oh, it's like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing where they're spies, but they actually secretly are out to get each other. But it's not. It's actually very...
They have separate missions, basically, yeah.
It's actually the opposite altogether, where they don't know what each other are doing, but it's like keeping up this thing for appearances. But, hey... if something's even like a counterfeit can be just as good as a real thing.
I do like the dumbassery of it, like because I guess in the kind of Kaguya-san kind of romance thing, like Yor is just really gullible, and Forger he's more like I suppose he's just like, wow, this is really working out well for me. He's just rolling with the punches kind of thing.
It's the fact that her skills make her able to catch him unaware, even if she's not aware she's doing it.
Yes, yeah.
So he's also does not have an upper hand, even though he's the one constructing the lie. He's also
or he thinks he's constructing it, but she's also constructing it as well. Yeah.
It was a good guess getting a sorry Hayami version. It's like the perfect thing. It's like when they had to perfect like, oh no, I'm not like this. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But again, in the serious like one, oh, I'm assassin mode now. I'm now this is actually happening to you.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's a solid piece of work all around.
I worry that people are going to get annoyed when it's mostly the Anya centric episodes, but I'm really looking forward to those.
I think people want more Anya centric episodes.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I think
that's good.
Yeah, I think you're right on that front. Yeah, it's probably Spy Family and your boy Komei the best of the bunch so far this season, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, Demon Girl Next Door is very solid as the first season was. But it's a bit like Dragon Ghost House Hunting in that it is solid and consistent. It's not necessarily reaching any spectacular heights, but it's also never not of its quality.
Yeah. we got like something like Dragon Quest back in the mix again as well, which has this kind of baseline, pretty decent quality, and then it has these highs on a fairly regular basis. You kind of feel the super fun thing. We're back, baby. We're fun, laying it all on here. Fun, cool, fun flame effects. You know, I know it's a big moment too when Avam returns. You know.
Yeah.
I think I'm both looking forward to putting that one together.
Right, yeah, that's it for this week. Because we're now in British summertime, I don't have to worry quite so much about the internet crapping out, because it will crap out at 10:15 instead of 9:15.
Yes.
Back Tuesday, Niall. Did you enjoy the films you went to see at the BFI?
I did. I did enjoy seeing some old cartoons and start talking about new ones. Yeah, and it was nice to meet up with some pals off of the Twitter and other places like that. That was cool because these kind of things are back on now. It means to be back in town more often. Yeah, it's good to talk. It was like cool as well as seeing when I saw Road Space Force on a Tuesday. I hadn't seen that like in yonks and yonks. That wasn't an interesting one to come back to. Was a very idealistic thing about space travel and watching it in a time where the film was about what the possibilities were, but now we're getting told what we can or can't do by people who have a whole lot of money in this. And as well as like things what like Pat Liber 1 and 2, they were prescient or incisive enough in their time and still have things to say now, up into like a much more kind of chilling degree. Both still good films, and you get out there and see them if you want. I don't know why they should have shut them out of order like that, or I saw them out of order, but it was a good time. I meant to watch. I meant to watch them again, but I think opted instead to go through all the Pat Liber I hadn't seen last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so they showed 2, then 1, did they? Is that the order?
At least I see order I saw them in. You know, this is over like the Easter bank holiday weekend. You think, oh, lots of people could be off to go see a film. Wouldn't think then to have people who could be like sticking around for the weekend to have the first one on the Friday and the other one on Sunday, but because that's the way it worked for me. Where I hadn't seen any Pat Liber TV before seeing the films, which were put out by Manga Video for whatever reason. So I saw the Pat Liber movie 1 first. It's like, okay, it's just like kind of like a cop show action film right here. I kind of get what's going on here, know who his characters are, but they don't do the same thing with the Pat Liber 2, where it's a different beast altogether.
It is. It depends on how much you like the captain.
Yeah, because
if you like the captain, you love Pat Liber 2. If you like the character designer of the captain, you might not. Because she thinks he's the worst character design she's ever made, I think, if I remember correctly.
But I do like the rest of the cast, where you see what they're doing with their lives at that moment, and then you don't really see them again until the last like 40 or so minutes of the film when they gotta get the crew back together for one last mission.
Okay.
But you should like the captain. He's the best character in the show, so.
And it's to see him like going like full on as well in both these films, because he's got this very anti-authoritative streak. That's why he hasn't like risen up to be the commissioner or anything like that, even though he has like the smarts to do so. Because I can't do any fucking like actual effective like work there, because I was gonna be sidelined by what City Hall or some shit wants to cover their own asses with. So you get like multiple scenes of fun saying, "Well, you guys are fun dawdling about this. It's all fucked. He's launching his fucking his coup d'etat right now to incite mass hysteria." It's like, crap. It felt very.
Oh yeah, I see they're showing it multiple times. It's on again tomorrow.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Anyways, good. It was a good weekend.
We're back on Tuesday then. I'm going to hit this button and make us disappear.
Right.
Ta-ta for now.
Bye, everybody.